And good morning and welcome back to another Cookie's Tech and Talk table. Today we're going to explore another fighting game within the Steam pantheon of gaming through the PC. This shout out goes out to Monty Vaughn, who left a comment on one of my Killer Instinct review videos. It's more like a gameplay video. I can't really call it a review video, but it was a gameplay video of Killer Instinct for the Xbox One, but it was the Steam Edition version. So today I'm going to explore Ultra Street Fighter 4. I already had it planned in the pantheon of games that I was going to go and explore, but I actually pushed it up the timeline due to this special request. So without further ado, I'm going to get the game started and then, explain a little bit about Ultra Street Fighter 4 on Steam and how well it ran, not only on this machine, but on the GPD Win 2, because this wouldn't be the first time I've run the game, but would be the first time I'm doing it on this device. And of course, there is a significant difference between the GPD Win 2 and the GPD Win Max, and these are the significant differences right here. So just kind of want to put out there, I'm not getting paid to do this review. I'm doing this because I'm a fan of martial arts gaming, and I love fighting games, and I am an esports player. If you do like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please ring the bell for notifications, and as before, please leave your comments onto my wall. I look forward to seeing them, and I'm great at responding promptly. So one thing I do want to mention that is different between the GPD Win 2 and the GPD Win Max when running Ultra Street Fighter 4 is that this game does require the application borderless gaming for the Max, whereas on the Win 2 you could just go into the graphic settings and then just change the dimensions and it'll automatically become borderless full screen. So I'm gonna of course press my Windows button here and then F6, and now I'm at full screen, and as you can see, the 60 frames per second is at the top left where I like to leave it, running it through the Steam application itself. And also, just as before, and I like to mention, I am running this through my capture card so people can see in real time that I am playing on the Win device, and it's running through my AverMedia Live Gamer 2 4K capture card. Now, into the most important part about this game as y'all are watching the opening here. On the GPD Win 2, it already ran great. It already ran at a 60 frames per second on the Win 2 with minimal alterations in the graphic settings. You almost didn't have to do anything because it ran natively. Now on the Win Max, it runs flawlessly. There's nothing that I honestly have to change into the options, and it runs at 60 frames per second. But then again, of course, Street Fighter 4 originally came out in 2008, and then there were all these iterations that came after Super Street Fighter 4, then Arcade Edition, and this is the final iteration of the game. So I'm going to get into it, and I'm just going to show you what I've done in the options just to show that this game is right off the bat flawlessly running. You really don't have to do anything. If anything, the only thing you would want to change is the way it looks in accordance to your preferences. When you get to the graphic settings, I have it at the max, 1280 by 800. I like VSync on. You don't need to have it, but I have it like that. I like smooth frame rate. You can put the anti-aliasing, you can put at 2x, 4x, 8x. It really doesn't matter. I like to keep it at between 2 and 4x, but that's just me. And then the filtering, I'm not big on filtering. I like to leave things at default. But no matter what filtering setting that you put it on, it's still going to run at 60 frames per second and more. And I have everything on high. The model, the stage, soft shadow, self shadow, motion blur, the particles, the extra effect. You can go between ink, watercolor, posterization. I like that off because I like it the native settings true to the arcade. That's just, aesthetics right there at this point. So now, see, look, it jumps between 61, 62, 50, 58, 59. And that's just me running through the menu right here. So I'm going to exit out here. And I'm just going to go play a couple of matches of arcade. and just kind of let things run its course so people can see how this game runs. You know, it's a real no-brainer here because the Ultra Street Fighter 4 ran excellently on the Win 2. This is a much more powerful device with double the RAM, with more space potential. I will say this, the D-pad makes the experience a lot more better because this D-pad is 25 times better than the one that was on the Win 2, let me tell you that. It was so hard to do Tatsu motions on the Win 2 pad. And in this version, in this handheld, there's not an issue. In fact, I'm doing combos better than I would in any other handheld device. It's funny how the D-pad on this is being compared to the Vita. I have a Vita, and the Vita's D-pad was good. But even on the Vita, I had so many problems trying to do large-scale combos that I would do normally in any other fighting game. I've just felt that that D-pad just could not hit the diagonal points it needed to. And it wasn't a bad D-pad, it was good overall. But when you're playing pad in a fighting game, there are just certain maneuvers that are very paramount and very necessary, especially if you're going to play at a high level. You need, you know, on-point reactions, especially for a game like Street Fighter, where 95 to 98% of the moves require you to put an input that's diagonal back, diagonal forward down, diagonal up back, and diagonal up forward. You know, and I think sometimes companies have a hard time realizing that. They figure that, well, most people don't play fighting games anymore. They're just going to go and play RPGs, adventure platform hack and slash games, puzzle games, sports games, and those diagonal motions don't matter. Well, I'm here to kind of change the perspective on that. Those diagonals are just as important as the gameplay as anything else. And with that being said, here we go. We're going to get right into the match journey. And as you can see, I'm holding it in my hand. Effortlessly am I doing Soul Spark with Rose. By the way, Rose is my favorite character. For those who doesn't know, next to Chun-Li and Hokuto from the Street Fighter EX series. But I'm able to do everything without issues. And of course, it's 60 frames a second. Oh wait, she ran out of life. I was about to do Soul Spiral after that. That would have been a 3-hit combo. And of course, I haven't played Street Fighter 4 in a long time. Some parts of the game made me annoyed, and that's just because when they introduced Yin and Yang in the game, I knew that they were going to be doing the same gimmicks that they once did in Street Fighter 3 series. And the only difference between Street Fighter 3 and Street Fighter 4 series is that in the 3 series, you can parry all of that. They're doing the same combo systems in the 4, and you can't parry that. And so I found it very difficult to adjust, and so after a while I kind of just gave up on the game. That was just a personal gripe to me. I know people that really stuck with Street Fighter 4 and found ways to work around a lot of the bullshit that was from Street Fighter 3 happening in Street Fighter 4, minus the parrying mechanic. This game was all about focus attack, you know, and focus canceling, which is okay. It was a great mechanic. I played this game mostly for the storyline because as a huge Street Fighter fan, I really wanted to know the gap between Street Fighter 2 and Street Fighter 3. You know, in the timeline, that's like a 10 to 15 year gap in the Street Fighter universe, and Street Fighter 4 was able to help fill in those gaps of what happened directly after 2, leading into 4, and then, of course, 5 takes care of the rest. So 4 and 5 take place in between 2 and 3. And 4 was very integral in setting up the foundation on what would 5 be all about. This is me explaining the mythology as I'm playing the game.
You're nothing but a child.
Not really casually playing and not really focusing as much. But yeah, once again, shout outs to Mr. Monty Vaughn, who requested that I do a gameplay, demonstration of Ultra Street Fighter 4. As you can see, there's really no issue. The frame rate counter is being kind of overshadowed by the colors right now of the top screen because it's a blue background. I guess I'm playing in evening time. That's what the scenery is the evening time here at this diner. So it's kind of, you got to look real closely to see me far upper left to see that it's still 60 frames solid. It hasn't even dropped. This is a game that I would like to revisit in my off time again. when I really have time to play some video games. These days I'm really trying to pump out as much quality content as I can because I'm really loving this device. Man, shout outs to the Fox. He had really the comment of the year, which really is, this is the device of 2020. And I'm quite sure this will be the precursor to what GPD of Shenzhen and their subsidiary company in Hong Kong will create when they finally are designing what the GPD Win 3 will be like. I'm going to assume that when the Win 3 comes out and they design it, definitely going to have a dedicated graphics card. I'm thinking that's no brainer at that point. Okay, here we go. Soul Spark to the chest. And if I remember straight, some of these backgrounds in Ultra Street Fighter 4 were from Street Fighter Cross Tekken, which is another game on my list of actually putting into review. Also got a request to do Grand Blue. I'm gonna be honest, I know nothing about that game. I've been watching it amongst the shadows, but I know nothing about Grand Blue. If anyone out there knows about that game, please let me know about it. Is it something you think that I would enjoy? I love all fighting games, especially imports from Japan. A lot of those games don't get any shine, any light, any limelight. And so I'm looking to start exploring real soon. I'm getting beat up. To explore some fighting games that I haven't. Oh, wait, the combo is super. Here we go. So that's also on my list of games to really look at. Grand Blue Versus, you know, I hear a lot of good things about that game. I honestly know nothing about it, but I will do a gameplay display of that. And also Skullgirls. I don't play Skullgirls like that, but I will do a gameplay at some point of that. I'm really trying to go down the line of some of the more popular games first before I get into... Oh, that's right. I gotta beat up the car. Okay, I gotta go on the other side. And I guess I gotta go here. It's been a while. This car seemed very reminiscent of Street Fighter 2. I'm having a hard time here. I don't know. I don't think I can really imagine anyone trying to beat an SUV like this in real life without injuring themselves. This is just sacrilegious, I'm telling you. And a perfectly looking good car like that, I don't think I would want to beat up. If anything, if I could own a car like that outright, that would be a blessing.
Historic distillery. Your destiny will be determined here.
Wow, I went from one grappler to another. One from Germany and one from Russia.
The battle has begun. Fight!
Yeah, back when I first started playing Street Fighter 4, let me tell you, I was able to do all the focus cancel combos for Rose. I was really digging her in this game. I said, I'm going to play with her on the same level on how I would play with her in the Alpha series, because I really thought they was going to give her like a lot of her moves from Alpha. I was really looking for Souls of Illusion. They never gave her Souls of Illusion. And that kind of was a disappointment. I really wanted her to have it. And I think if they gave her Souls of Illusion in this game, which is the ability for her to duplicate her hit count, man, I really would have had a better chance fighting against a lot of the tournament Yin and Yang in this game, because then that means that would have been her version of Grenasian, and I would have countered that shit. Uh-oh. Here we go. Oh, it's so fun. Stiletto to the face.
You win.
But yeah, I am liking it. and still a solid 60 frames per second. But that was kind of expected from this game. I can say that the joy of playing this game on the Max is the pleasure of seeing that you can really maximize the visual quality without worrying about any degradation of gameplay and frame drops. Which is really what this is about at the end of the day anyway. It's, you know, how true to the source material, you know, gameplay that you can get when playing on a device, you know, that really doesn't have, you know, the hardware to support the creative process. Man, this handheld has really surprised me more and more and more every day. And as I get closer and closer to putting the rest of the games on this I will be able to explore more than just the Steam games. I'm going to go through the entire pantheon of fighting games and as many RPGs as I can get to before this releases from on AliExpress. Okay. We traded what I want. You're nothing but a child. Right, you're nothing but a child. Tell him, Rose. Beating his butt and a ball gown. Okay, I see I gotta do more. Boom. Take a seat. Take another good. Okay, he's got the cross. There you go. Yeah, these visuals are beautiful. Definitely looks better than the Win Max. I mean, definitely than the Win 2, sorry. Definitely looks better.
Bonus stage.
Okay, here's the bonus stage. Barrels.
Ready, go!
Okay, it's been a while. I haven't did this barrel stage like this since Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Let me see if I can get all these barrels. I missed it. There we go. I basically did it all of them. I think it's 20 barrels if I'm right. I forget. Yeah, Rose is a bit slow. Yeah, I missed 2 barrels.
East Asia, pit stop 109. Fight locale chosen.
Okay, Rufus. Wow, I'm fighting all these fat people.
Now try to fight. Who will emerge a champion? Fight!
But with that said, I'm gonna go and end the demonstration right there. But as you can see, there isn't an issue to account for Ultra Street Fighter 4 on Steam on the Max. I'm running this on a 2 terabyte internal hard drive. Of course, I'm running this through my Ava Media Liver 2 app capture card, and I don't even have to run a benchmark on this to show you that this is flawless gameplay right here. This is the most flawless gameplay so far in the display of fighting games I've been showing on Steam. Other games ran perfectly on 60 frames per second, but this is the first game without any alterations that this can be ran perfectly without having to do any changes. So I hope you like this display, this demonstration I should be saying here. as I will continue the review and the display of more fighting games on the Steam platform. Thank you for watching this, and I'm going to exit this right now. Like I said before, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Just trying to raise my subscriber base. Ring the bell for notifications. And if you have any comments, please leave them on my wall here. I am very partial to criticisms. If you think there's something I can work on, let me know. If you think there's something that I'm missing, let me know. I guess last minute thoughts about the game. Something that I don't always address, but I will address now. Yes, you can put 2 arcade sticks. You can hook up 2 arcade sticks to this because of the 3.0 USB type right there in the back. So, you know, for those who want to play the game on the go but prefer an arcade stick or prefer their own personal pad, yes, it is ideal to hook that up in the back. Although I am very, very, very much satisfied with the native controls that are happening here with the analog and the D-pad. So without further ado, thank you for watching this video, and please stay tuned for the next edition and next episodes of Cookie's Tech and Talk Table. See you next time.